already. So I'm going to go ahead and record this. So first of all, I just want to thank you, Marco. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you all for being here in this content creator mastermind. The intention is to get together, right? Share best practices. And, I got it last week when we did our first one, I got an idea. I'm like, man, who do I know that's absolutely crushing it on social media and also crushing it in life, right? You get, not just on social media, right? Not the way they just show up. But they're, when I thought about that, I immediately thought about you, Marco. I immediately thought about you, Jenny. Just amazing human beings all around, beautiful family, right? And you guys walk the talk, right? And just give you guys a little bit of background, a little bio here. Over the last 10 years, they successfully closed over 500 real estate transactions and now featured on HGTV's Flipping 101 TV show. Marco and Jenny have now taken those 10 years of experience and have created a simple, easy to follow, step-by-step course that will give you everything you need to start investing in real estate. And they have over 1 million followers on social media. So guys, you guys are in for a treat. Thank you so much, Marco. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you all for being here, man. Let's get this party started up.
Yeah, absolutely, Leo. You know what? Honestly, when you hit me up the other day, say, hey, you know what? I'm creating this mastermind meetup on Zoom. It's going to be about content creation. And, I felt like, you know what? This is awesome. This is a great opportunity for me to kind of share what our last 2 years have been like since we really started focusing on growing our brand, growing our name, and really becoming a source of influence for other people that are in the real estate game, whether it be real estate transactions, sales, brokerages, you're running your own business online, you're running your own business offline, whatever it might be. At the end of the day, everything is happening online. Social media is where it's at. So, we really got into it 2 years ago when we started on the TV show Flipping 101. From that TV show, it really attracted a lot of people to my then and Jenny's, social media accounts were very small. And so what we learned is that, we really need to start branding ourselves. We need to start branding our company. We need to start branding our name because we got a huge boost when we got on TV. And so over the last 2 years, I got really serious about understanding the mechanics of social media, advertising online, and really just understanding who you need to be in terms of creating a brand for yourself, getting up there on social media and not being afraid or nervous or scared about looking perfect. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. And I love everything you're saying, man. And like, I think if you could take us back, man, because I would love, obviously the last 2 years, you guys have absolutely blown up, right? You guys you're taking off, you've built up the personal brand. So take us back a little bit to kind of, because I remember one of the first conversations when we sat down and we broke some bread, man, you were sharing with me how you manifested all this stuff. I really loved what you were sharing about, how you created the intention and, share a little bit of your background, your story, just so everybody's more connected. I'm sure that many of them already know, but I would love to just go back to that because I'm sure that there's gold in that story. And then we can go fast forward and kind of go into other things that have developed your brand.
Right, absolutely. So in the beginning, when we're starting something new, we're not really certain about how it's going to play out. We're always nervous about it. We're not sure. We're a little bit scared. We're a little bit uneasy about it. But one of the things that really has helped us is just thinking about what we want to do and then opening up and actually sharing that. And I, in the beginning, didn't really believe that. I didn't really trust it. I said, I'm going to try it. And so the more that we practice that.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. I think I muted you, brother. Let me see.
You got me?
There you go. My bad, bro. My bad.
No, it's cool, man. And, getting back to manifestation, man, it is so important to really believe that because in the beginning, it's difficult to believe that if you've never actually seen anything come from that. So in the beginning for us, we talked about it, we focused on it. And then over time, you start to see things actually happening in real life. So manifestation is huge, man. A lot of people need to practice that more often. And I can tell you from experience, for us, it really has helped us.
I love that, brother. I love that, man. So you got that, you got the mindset, right? So share about like how this idea even came about that you wanted to do something like this. how did this opportunity kind of like, how did you start to develop yourself, your brand, books, seminars? Like what kind of things were you doing that really got you to this point?
So really, it was the opportunity that we got from TV, right? So once we got that opportunity from TV, it really pushed us into another level that, it was one of those things where we were not prepared for it because we were just kind of doing our thing, working. But when the opportunity presented itself, we took it serious and we started to really believe that we could go to the next level and remove all the, rejection, mental blockage, perfection paralysis. And we said, we're just going to go for it. We're going to put ourselves out there and we're just going to continue to work it. And believe it or not, man, the more that we worked at it, the better we got and the more confident we became. And next thing you know, people are looking up at you. They're asking you for advice. They're asking you for guidance, and you become a person of influence, right? But it only comes when you really start to believe in yourself that you can do it and you work at it. And eventually you get to a point where people start looking at you as someone who's a leader in that industry.
Mm, I love that. I love that, man. And obviously, yes, confidence is going to be directly connected to all of that. And as you were, I mean, you got on TV, obviously that blew up your platform. That started giving you even more confidence, like, wait a minute, there's something here. So
Yep.
prior to that happening, you were already dialing in on flips, right? Tell us a little bit, like what were you doing? And, we're the majority of the people here in this group here are realtors, right? So what are the things that you think that they should be doing, right? That to really build up their brand?
Well, in terms of social media, one of the things that we do on a daily basis is we work to build partnerships with other real estate agents, other brokers, other investors, and we're constantly trying to engage with them on social media. So we have grown our names and our following by simply doing that, getting online, following other agents, commenting, messaging them, connecting with them on Instagram. And so every time that we have an opportunity to make another connection, we certainly do that. And we have a goal in our office that every single day we add at least 20 to 30 new contacts on our Instagram, which then we follow through with TikTok, so that at the end of the day, when we got a property or we're promoting an event or we're doing something, we like to share our stories. And we know that the majority of those people that are following us are people that we've already engaged with, that we talk to, that we comment, that we share, we like their stuff. And now they're following all our stories. And that's how we've been able to get a lot of engagement, from real estate agents and other real estate investors nationwide. So I would really say, you have access to all of this information on the MLS. So if you're wanting to connect with other realtors, just go in there, get their information, ask to follow them. Then they'll start following you, you follow them. And then also the same thing with other investors. So it's just continuously working your social media to get a wider audience. And before you know it, you're getting a lot of engagement. The more engagement you get, the algorithms pick up all your videos and everything. And it's also about using the right keywords. You know what I'm saying? Keywords are huge. You want to talk about topics. You want to be clear about what you do. You don't want to confuse people of what it is that you do. So, be very clear with your message, what you're doing. And, don't confuse people, because if you confuse people, you already lost their attention. We all have a short attention span, it's like 3 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. 3 seconds. And I'm like, squirrel. Yeah. Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, 100%, brother. 100%. What would you say are like those keywords like that are like, hey, these are the keywords that you need to be using to showcase on Instagram?
If you're a real estate agent, right? Because our audience here is a real estate agent. So, I'm going to say, hi, hey, this is William with ABC Realty. I work in Temecula. And if you're looking to buy and sell a house, boom, call me right away. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Very straight, very forward, very fast. Get the information out there. You know what I'm saying? And then get the video, whatever it is. William's doing a great job right now. He's putting out some really nice, good quality videos. And I've been watching that. So people like stuff that they can really be entertained by. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that worked with me is keep it real, keep it organic. Not every video has to be perfect, right? You don't have to have all the perfect filters. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people these days, they're very self-conscious about how they're going to look. Do I need makeup? Do I sound professional? Do I sound, you know what I mean? And I tell people, obviously make an effort. You know what I mean? You don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed and you just didn't even brush your teeth. But you want to make sure you have a good presence. You know what I mean? You want to keep it real, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think keeping it real, but keeping it professional. And I do the 80-20, 80% business, maybe 70% business, 20 or 30% of your personal life. Like, what's Leo's favorite, seafood restaurant in Newport Beach? Where's he at? What's he doing? Who's he hanging out with? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know about you,
Got it. I love that. I love that. So 80% business, 20% personal, keeping it real, keeping it organic. And for many people here, they're already doing some videos. Some of them may have not, right? So what are the things, like, if you can kind of go back in time in a time machine, right? You're like, this is your first video that you're ever doing and get in front of the camera, right? Like what kind of things did you do to get yourself over the hump, right? For maybe somebody that's thinking about that.
Well, really just remove self-doubt, remove self-doubt. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us are our own biggest critics. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we try to get everything too perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? So I could start with saying, just remove all that self-doubt. Be yourself. You don't have to look perfect. You don't have to sound perfect. Just be yourself. I think the real connection with humans is if I can relate to someone else just because I feel they're being so. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be scripted. It doesn't have to be professionally shot. All I say is, real is good. You know what I mean? Real is good. Share your message. Be clear on what you want to share and keep it positive. Keep it light. I see people that complain a lot on social media about the rates are going up. Buyers are not buying. The real estate market is crashing and all this stuff. Like the news already pumps that out. You don't need to regurgitate that. So that's one of the biggest things I see people make mistakes is when there's a rate hike, I kind of roll my eyes and go, okay, I'm going to see about 100 different Instagram videos of everybody just repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I already know because I already saw it in the news. Give me something that the whole news media is not talking about. Like, talk to me about wealth, leadership, health, collaboration, connection. Talk to me about things that are going to enlighten me, and don't tell me that the real estate market is crashing because I already know that. I already heard that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's what you don't say on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really key. Really key. Yeah, just don't try to regurgitate just some information because I mean they've already watched it. Like, what's the point? You're just kind of wasting people's time and they already got it.
They're just going to go right past you because they already heard it 150 times by 150 different agents, right? So that's what I say. Try to be original. Try to be who you are, right? But with the idea that it's business and some personal stuff in there.
I love that.
Reels are huge, man. Right now the algorithms are picking up a lot of reels. So instead of just posting a picture, you can do maybe a little reel with multiple pictures and some good music behind it, because that will really push your reels up. And you're going to get, hundreds and thousands of viewers from that stuff, man, if you do them right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. And quick question about, like, what do you do for prep? Like, tell me a little bit. Do you have it scheduled daily? Do you have it once a week? Like, how do you create your content? Like, how do you get yourself in that mode to create content? Or are you just sporadic? How does it work for you?
So usually it depends on my workload, right? So if we're out there recording on a program or a TV show, I know I'm going to get a lot of little bits of content. And then once I get to where I'm at, I just start popping it up. You know what I'm saying? So, or if I go with like a day or like half a day that I haven't really been able to get any good quality content, then we'll start popping up photos. We'll start creating a little reel. We'll start creating some sort of story. There's always something that you can be sharing or talking about. You know what I mean? But the point is you need to be posting consistently every single day, man. I'm telling you, whether it's a live, it's a reel, it's whatever you want to do. But I think consistency is the key. You can't post a great video today and then 3 days go by and you haven't posted anything. if you look at my stuff on Instagram, I make it a daily habit that I post something. You know what I'm saying? Because I just have to stay in the habit of doing it. And I've got people following me, so I want to keep them up to date on what's going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing for business. I mean, believe it or not, people interested. When you pop up your videos, I listen, I watch them. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. What's he talking about today? He's doing a hike. He's talking about abundance. Okay, cool. That's awesome. You know what I mean? I want to hear that. It's important. You know, when other people talk about, hey, this is the real estate market in Temecula, I want to know, because you know what? I'm trying to invest in Temecula. Or if he's sharing about something good that happened in his life or something, I'm like, okay, that's cool, man. It's good to know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So just be consistent with it.
Love that, man. And there was somebody that actually posted a question here on the chat. Do you recommend any certain tools, apps, anything that are your favorites? Like these are like must-have apps or tools that you use for content creation?
The most recent one that we've started playing around with is captions. You
Okay.
know, I think captions are huge. Not too much, just for some reason, we started playing with the videos. So captions is very important. So there's a couple of apps that you can get for those. Some of them are free, some you got to pay a couple dollars. So the captions are huge, and believe it or not, the music is huge. It will push your videos if you have the right music. So if you're just going to post some pictures, say you got 3-4 pictures from you and your friends going out for dinner or something like that. If you get the right music that's trending and you put some caps on it or something, it will push it out for you. So you'll naturally get, you know, you'll organically get more views on it. You know, so captions for sure, and music.
So captions, music. How do you select your music? Do you kind of just go like, I heard somebody tell me one time, like they're looking for trending songs, but under a certain amount of views. Do you select it with views? Like, how do you select your music? Like
It really depends on the platform you're using. For TikTok, you can just go to trending music and you get a picture, you put some trending music on it, and the algorithm will push it up for you. Yeah, so you know, whatever's trending. And I think Google or I'm sorry, Instagram has something like that as well. Although I don't think that Instagram is as advanced as TikTok. My favorite platform right now for social media, believe it or not, is TikTok. I'm growing that. And we've grown it to over 200,000 people in the last probably 6 months.
Wow.
And another thing that's going to be really taking off that we're really working on building out right now are YouTube Shorts.
Yes.
YouTube Shorts is where it's going to be at, because I'm telling you, we are really working. In fact, this morning I had a call with the producers from the show. We're really working on pushing out our own kind of spin-off, flip, you know, real estate thing, but we want to create it and we want to control it and use YouTube as our network.
That's genius, man. Love that.
We're in full control of it. And if somebody wants to buy it or somebody wants to use it, then now we're creating our own little TV reality network by using YouTube. We control it. We own it. It's our content. And now once you grow it to a certain level of followers and views, you start to get ads. You know what I'm saying? But YouTube, I'm telling you, those shorts that they're coming out, it's going to be massive. TikTok is taking over everything, man. It's so user friendly. So it's not just about doing funny dances anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I keep seeing people saying that, like, it's not only about the dances, it's turning into different things. And I actually was not so heavy into TikTok. I just recently started to posting, so I'm learning how to use the platform recently. I've been dabbling now into shorts as well. Definitely great nugget, right? Shorts, I think they're getting a lot of organic views, right? The shorter content, And then the shorts, they also they let you put music, but it has to be under 15 seconds, right? In the shorts. And then if you go over 15 seconds, you can't really put the music. I figured that out already, because I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute, only first 15 seconds on my video actually had music on it. So
yeah, you know, you're in control now of, you know, your ads and your, you know, marketing and all. And as a professional in the real estate space, me being an investor, I'm really working that, because it's making a big impact on my company and on my audience, right? So, you know, I want to make sure that I'm using it. Back when I started, you know, in the industry, we were spending a lot of money on direct mail marketing, thousands of dollars every single month. You know, now I can pop up a live video and get 100 people like that,
Yeah.
share my message across. You can jump on a live on, Instagram. You can post a video. You can do a Zoom. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the way the marketing is so different, but it's only going to work if you put it to work.
Yes.
And another thing I'd like to add to this, Leo, when you're really building your social media presence, don't try to do everything yourself
Mm,
because it can be overwhelming, man.
yeah.
And don't try to be anybody else. Keep it real. Like everybody, I got 1 million followers. I got 500,000. I started with 1,000 followers, man. And I knew that eventually if I kept working it, get some shout outs, get on other people's, Instagrams, collaborate with people, share my story. I share your story. Now your followers become my followers. I follow you, you follow me. And before you know it, all of that over months and months, somebody's going to call you and be like, hey, I'm doing a deal in Orange County and I'm looking for someone. And I saw your video that you work in this specific area. I'd like to find out, a little bit more about this or that or whatever. And boom, there it is. That's your lead.
That's huge, 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 man. It's a good point. When you're talking about like all of this stuff with the mailers in the past, you can get on a live and get 100 people, like literally active that you're speaking to and connecting with that are, obviously, helping you to grow your business, getting transactions. And what you shared a little bit earlier about going from basically 0 to 200,000 followers on TikTok in 6 months. Man, I took note of that. I'm like, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
So how did you do that? What happened? Did you just start posting daily, twice a day? Did you start going, because you mentioned lives before everybody got on, you were talking about live. So what are the things that you really think that blew up your follower count on TikTok?
So I can tell you this, I have people around me now that help me market, right?
Mm,
So I'm getting on other people's platforms. I'm doing lives. I'm liking and sharing everything. I'm trying to get myself and as many different channels as I can. And so I have a person now that helps me when I create a video, they'll put in all the SEO, all the hashtags, and they'll start pushing it out to other channels. Well, then those people like my stuff and now they start to follow me. Then we go into theirs. We like their stuff. We follow them. So it's just a matter of going in and out of different people's accounts and working it consistently. But again, you have to dedicate time. This is just another arm of your business that you have to dedicate time to build out. And if you dedicate the right amount of space to it, and not just be sporadic with it. Once you get serious about becoming an influencer, a real estate influencer on social media, and you dedicate some time to it, you'll become a lot better. You'll start to get a lot more people following you, and you'll start to get a lot of engagement. And then you'll start to get some of those leads that we're looking for, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want business out of it.
yes.
Or expansion. So, but again, you got to carve out some time to make sure that you work on it and you work at it and that you do your homework on it too.
I love
It's
that.
just another component.
Yeah, because you said that in the beginning, you said that you spent about 2 years, right? Like when you really figured out like, hey, this is going to be something that's going to be huge. You basically obsessed for 2 years to really get yourself to the point where you're at now. So what are those things that you were doing during those 2 years to amplify your knowledge and like what books or seminars, where the things that you invested in?
Everything that I always wanted to learn was either in some books, like I like, the audio books that I purchased, or I went on YouTube. So and Jenny will tell you, every time where I'm at home and our kids go to sleep between the hours of 10 to 11 or 10 to whatever it is, I take that hour to YouTube some topics that I know I need to work on in my business. So I got serious about doing homework. And what I meant was, if I need to understand SEO, I'm going to watch some videos and I'm going to take some notes and I'm going to implement. And I do that pretty much, honestly, dude, probably like 5 nights out of the week.
Wow, man.
That I study. That's my study time. I do homework, you know what I mean? So, and it could be different topics. It could be TikTok. It could be editing. It could be gaining audience. It could be how do you make a video go viral? How do these other influencers grow? Everything is on YouTube. Everything is on Instagram. So all you got to do is sit down Be like, what do I need to work on today? Go to YouTube, drop it in there. It's YouTube University, man. Everything is in there. All you got to do is go in there and learn it.
Yeah.
That's how I started all my companies, man. Like I'm telling you, I just YouTubed it. And I went to some seminars to get some inspiration and motivation and get all that, you know what I mean? And you got to do it, man. You know what I mean? And I got to meet other people and I was like, hey man, I like what you're doing on Instagram, or I like to do what you're doing on social media. Be like, oh, that's cool, man. You know, I appreciate it, you know, and you start following them and you start to watch some of their things and some of their techniques. And you got to go, okay, cool. I need to implement that on mine as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's all out there, dude.
I
You just
love
got to
that.
pay attention.
YouTube University. I love that, brother. I love that.
I'm going to make a shirt that's called YouTube University. That's where I graduated from.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna put that on my bio because I didn't go to college.
I didn't go to college either, dude. You know, and that's the podcast I did today. You know, I just went straight to YouTube, man. You know, and I tried it and I made mistakes and I learned. And before you know it, dude, it was working. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm talking about it. You know, how did I do it? I didn't do anything special. I just went on YouTube. I did my homework and I implemented.
I love that. I love that, man.
Very simple, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is simple, and I think the hard part is that we get in our own way, right? Like, you know, you try to think it's something else, or I think that's the problem, right? With social, you start saying like, oh man, this person's taking off. Maybe I should do something different, and you kind of get on your own lane. So what I keep hearing you say is like, you got to stay on your lane, keep being real, keep being authentic, keep investing in yourself, keep studying, be consistent, right? All of those things are extremely, extremely important.
And get serious about it. You know, I see somebody that I follow and they do really good for 2 or 3 days. And then it's like crickets, like nothing. And I'm like, hey, you were doing so good. What happened? But, you know, if you're just consistently posting, boom, little story, little video, little reel, boom, hey, it could be anything. Like, I'm seeing you.
Yeah.
You need to remind yourself that people need to consistently see you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Attention is where it's at. You know what I mean? Like really, and everybody's fighting for your attention. So if you're in business, you're marketing, you got to keep getting attention. Because if you're not getting attention, man, people don't know you. You're just kind of getting left behind because the other guys that are moving to the top of it, they're getting the attention. And as a business owner, it's your job to ensure that your business always gets attention. Because if your business doesn't get attention, you're not in business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest currency right there. Attention, man.
That's your responsibility. And remember, we are the business. We are the content. People want to know about Leo, but behind Leo, there's a business, right?
Yeah.
But you are the guy. You are the brand. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep reminding people that you're there for business. You're there for growth. You're there for this and that, whatever, just attention constantly.
Love that. I love that, brother. And there was thank you for sharing that. There was another question that was posed here. And if anybody else has any questions, feel free to type it into the chat. That way, you know, we can get your questions answered as well. But somebody asked about stress management. How do you do that? What are your kind of things that you implement?
Me, for stress management, you want to know the secret?
Yes, we want a little secret sauce, bro. Let's get it.
A very expensive bottle of red wine. Just kidding. You know,
like secret right there.
Don't drink cheap wine. Drink expensive red wine. You know. And my buddy in Temecula will bring us there. William, he's in Temecula. He's in wine country. You know.
William will hook you up. Exactly.
Yeah, William will hook us up. He invited me to a very nice winery over there. I'm gonna take him up on it. You know what? Honestly, stress is a part of life. You know, let's face it. You know, this world is full of stress. It just depends on your mindset. Are you gonna let stress run your life, or are you going to accept stress as being a part of your life that you can manage and deal with? You know what I'm saying? Do not let stress completely overtake you where that's all you focus on is the stress. Look, the reality is, you know, the real estate market that we're in right now is stressful. You know, whether the market is good or the market is soft or whatever, there's always going to be stress related to what we do. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that you need to find something to kind of distract your mind from that. You know what I mean? So that you can get some stress relief. People do it in many different ways. A lot of people, my wife loves to exercise. You know what I mean? She loves to go out for a jog, likes to work out. Some people like to go to the park with their kids. Some people like to go, whatever. I have a rule in my business and my life that I work hard for a certain period of time, and then I completely disconnect and I go hang out. I like going to nice hotels. And
Yeah.
so my stress relief is at some point in time, I need to give myself that little reward for putting in the work and putting up with everything. And so for me, like every 2 or 3 months, I completely disconnect, and then I go out there and I go hang out, and I, enjoy a nice resort or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to get away from it.
Disconnect. And I'm pretty sure that's where you get a bunch of great ideas too, right? Because I've heard this from multiple successful people and geniuses that literally, like Einstein, right, got some of their best theories and ideas not when they were pushing, when they were hanging out at a nice hotel, maybe drinking a
Yeah.
bottle of wine, like relaxing, right? So you're able to receive, these ideas.
True. Yeah, because we're constantly pushing. We're constantly pushing. And there comes a point in time where you have to make yourself disconnect. Be like, okay, I promised myself that I was going to work until this point, but after that,
Yeah.
I'm done. I need some time to unwind. I need some time to relax. I need some time to just be in the moment with myself, whether it's on the mountain, it's on the beach, hanging
Yep.
out with family, doing whatever. And when you're in a more relaxed state of mind, you let your thoughts kind of come to you.
Yes.
Because you're not pushing stuff out, you're receiving stuff. And so that's why a lot of people really like to meditate and pray, because that's really the universe kind of flowing through you and allowing that to happen. So you need to find some moments to have that come through you, because if you're just constantly pushing, you're not really receiving.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that, man. I like to go hard like Monday through Friday, and then what I do on Saturday and Sunday, I try to go to the mountains, like get connected with nature, breathe some fresh air, not be in front of a screen, and I get a lot of my content ideas on the mountains. That's where I get a bunch of my ideas.
Great.
That's how I do it. So
yeah,
I
and
love
then you can use maybe that little trip that you went on the mountain to inspire someone else to be like, hey guys, you know what? I'm going to tell you some of the best places that I get some mental clarity is when I do this. And somebody else might go, you know what? I need to try that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I should try that. Maybe that would be good for me. And now perhaps maybe by you just sharing that 30-second story, you made someone else's day maybe a little bit better if they had the time to maybe go out and take that advice. This is what I mean about keeping your social media light, positive, fun, because we're already dealing with a lot of stress. We're already dealing with a lot of issues. Everybody's got problems. It doesn't matter how rich you are, where you're at, if you're more successful, less successful. The fact is, we're all human beings. We all have different things going on, and that's okay. So your social media should be a place where people feel inspired. They feel happy to see things, or they might take something good from you. Give them a reason why they should listen to you, other than just, hey, I'm doing deals, I'm doing real estate, all that. Well, that's cool, but you know what? Like, there's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, exactly. They want to know that you're real, a human being, right? That you're not a robot of some sort. I mean, they want to know your story and that's how they're going to get connected, right? You don't want to just connect with them intellectually, but you want to connect with them with their heart. And I love the 3 words that you use: light, positive, and fun. I talked to another content creator, and they were saying the 3 things that the videos, you want to make them around fun, feelings, and facts, which are pretty much in alignment, with what you're sharing. There was a question I think that Danny here posed. What are your thoughts on content providers that claim they will get you more subscribers? Is it better to focus on getting your own raw material?
Without a doubt, 1000%. I tried that in the beginning. In fact, I hired 3 different companies to see how they would work out. And really, for me, I was looking at it more like, okay, these are kind of like ads that someone creates and posts them for you. And what I felt was that wasn't me. That wasn't real. I like to be real. You know what I'm saying? And so, my thoughts on those kind of things are just, I don't know, man. Like my experience, I was like, I don't really, I see it. You're posting it every day, and it's real estate, but it's not really. I'm like, I don't even look at my own stuff. So once I said that, I was like, you know what? I got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
It's going to be, for me, it felt like, okay, this is one more thing that I need to do to keep my business going, which is, responsibility of owning a business is social media. So I accepted social media as a marketing tool that I must use to stay relevant. So I learned to appreciate it. I learned how it works. And before you know it, man, I started having fun with it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because
And now I enjoy it.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure it because the thing is like obviously I'm pretty sure that even before like if social media came into place, right? Conversating, connecting with people, right? Negotiating deals, putting stuff together. That was the only medium. But now you're have on social media, you can do that with hundreds, thousands of people at the same time. So that magic, right, that you're creating, you still want to express that magic. You can't really kind of delegate that or try to hack it, I would say, because then it doesn't get fun anymore. That's
Yeah,
like
and the thing too that we have to be mindful of is social media can sometimes be overwhelming. There's days where I woken up and the first thing I saw was a post about something that I was like, ah, man, I didn't really want to see that. You know what I mean? Or something negative that you can wake up in a good mood and all of a sudden you see someone with so much more success than you. You feel like, ah, man, I'm never going to get to that level. So sometimes social media can be the other way around, especially with, the way that so many people look like models on Instagram and they look like just real professional people. And so we're human beings and actually want to compare ourselves to that other person, right? But we have to remind ourselves that we are who we are. We have to be grateful and thankful for who we are, and we are perfect the way God made us. Obviously, we all want to look good and we want to exercise and all of that, but don't forget of how special of a person you are and what you bring to the table. And maybe you don't have the 1,000,000 followers and maybe you don't do 100 transactions a year, but don't forget who you are and what you bring to the table. Never forget that, because sometimes social media can mess with your head and mess with your emotions. So always be, smart of that, because these algorithms are smarter than human beings, believe it or not. And nowadays we are doing a lot of things that are being manipulated, that we're being manipulated because the algorithms have advanced so much that they're directing us human beings to do certain things that normally you wouldn't have if you wouldn't have seen that kind of stuff. It's crazy what's happening with AI right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw there was a documentary on Netflix about that, right? You basically have a duplicate identity of via AI. And yes, it's calculating not just the things that you talk about, it's predicting your next moves, and it's literally leading you down that path.
Isn't it scary how sometimes you could be talking like me and you, we could talk about something, and the next thing you know, you see your phone and you get an ad for it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I can say Jeep Wrangler right now, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an ad for that, right?
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
yeah.
So, you may not be realizing this, but we are being moved in certain directions because the algorithms are so advanced nowadays that we don't even know that we are being manipulated and controlled, right? But without getting too deep into that, the point that I'm trying to make is that be mindful, be
Yes.
aware to protect your energy and who you are, and don't compare yourself to the Instagram model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're as good looking as Leo, then you can do that. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say that about you, bro. I'm like, hey, man, I think you're pretty good. You're pretty good in that department for sure, brother.
Well, my wife wants me to work out some more, and that's the thing we're always doing. You know what I mean? So I need to get in the gym more often. But that's the good thing about having a great wife. They always want the best for you.
Oh, 100%, bro.
So
Accountability.
shout out to Jenny Chaidez for always pushing me to exercise and drink more water. You got to keep drinking more water. 100%. I think we got a couple more questions here, Leo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So there was a question here. Do you post every day on your feed, stories, reels, and TikTok? That was one of the questions.
So right now, one of the things that I'm really focusing on is just my day, my stories. I put everything on stories because my stories are relevant. It's what's happening in my daily life consistently. And I like to keep that content fresh. If I have something good where I want to get more views, I want to get more interaction, and I want it to go further, then you'll create what's called the reel. The reels are the hot thing with Instagram right now. And then on TikTok, if I'm going to create something with caps on it, certain music, I want to put a little bit more time into it, then I will go to TikTok. So depending on the message that I want to share is going to determine where I start my video. So sometimes if I'm out there in a property and I'm taking content and I want to chop up the video and I want to put a storyline together, I will go to TikTok because it's very user friendly and very easy to layer your video, your music, and what you want to do with it, and then your text. And then from TikTok, I will then share it to the other platforms. But that's when I want to do something a little bit more special. But on the daily, it's just stories, and reels. Reels are big, man.
All right, stories and reels, guys. Cool. So any other questions, guys? You guys may have a couple more minutes here with Marco. We want to be very mindful of his time, but anything else that's coming up for you guys that is a question you want to pose, this would be an opportunity. I think there was a quick question here about, you said, how do you draw, I think this was earlier when we were talking about AI, how do you draw the line with the AI influence, right? That was the question that was posed.
Well, where I draw the line is when you start to talk about religion. You know what I mean? When you start to get into religion and AI, for me, that's where the line is. I will not allow that to come into my spirituality, my mental, because I have a very deep belief in, God and the creator. So I'll use AI to my advantage, and I'll use technology and all that. But what I won't let it do is interfere with my belief system and how I got here and all that. And you can explain it to me back and forth. AI can try and tell me. Have you heard of the new one that just came out, Chat GPT?
Yes, absolutely.
You can get really deep into some crazy stuff with that. But the reality is that AI is probably a lot more intelligent than me. So I'm smart enough to know when I have a disadvantage, and I don't want to get into a position that I'm going to get mentally influenced by something that I don't really want to believe.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you got to protect your energy, brother. You got to protect your energy.
So, that's where I draw the line, if that answers the question. And let's see what else we got here.
How many times do you post on YouTube?
On YouTube, what we'll do is we'll go out there and we'll shoot video on homes, and then we'll bring that video here and we'll chop it up. We try to post at least one video a week. That's been our goal. It's a little bit more difficult because the videos that are going on YouTube, for us, what we try to do is we try to do more like informational, educational video about what our company does and what we do. So those sometimes take us a little bit longer because we don't have an in-house editing team or whatnot. It's just literally me and my assistants and putting things together. But I think next year our goal is to create our YouTube channel more like a kind of like our own TV show.
Love that.
Yeah, because we're going to be in control of it. So that's my goal for 2023. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that. But definitely, man, YouTube, I think is such an amazing tool when it comes to sharing content and video, because you can do so many cool things with it. And I think most people don't understand how many functions and features and cool things you can do with it. People just go there to research.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to make, great pasta. Boom, they just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you use YouTube for more than that, and you start to understand it and how far it gets worldwide, you know what I'm saying?
I love that, bro. Yeah, 100%. And I know obviously you flip properties, so want to help you with that, right? We got a bunch of realtors in here. So what do you look for? That way, if they run across an opportunity, they want to do a deal with you, right? What do you look for?
You know what? Honestly, man, I look for real estate agents that want to learn what I know. Because when I started as a real estate agent, I wanted to work with investors because they were so easy to work with. They had money. It was all numbers. They didn't care if the house was pink, blue, or purple. You know what I mean? If the numbers made sense, they were going to wire the money. That's what I wanted. I didn't want people that were, I like the front, but I don't like the back. I don't have time to waste, and I felt that residential buyers agents were wasting a lot of their time with the wrong clients. And that's just the nature of the game, right? So for me, as a real estate agent, I wanted to work with investors that was purely all about business and making money. So if a real estate agent wants to work with us, we will certainly engage them, teach them, and then show them what we look for in a deal, how to underwrite deals. And then they can go out there and represent us and make, 3%, 4%, or even if they find an off-market deal where the homeowner doesn't want to pay a commission, we will pay the commission to that agent so that the seller doesn't have to worry about paying him a commission. And so that's, for us, was huge, showing and teaching real estate agents what we know. and helping them grow their business while we build out our network with agents. So I'd love to work more with agents here. And in California, we're fairly new here, so we're starting to build our network here.
I love that for sure. Absolutely, brother. One of the other questions that was posed was, do you recommend using a content calendar for accountability? That was a question that was asked.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea, man. You know what I mean? If you want to chop up a video, like you could go out there and shoot maybe like 4 or 5 different little reels and just put them on a calendar and just periodically drop them. That's great. You know, however you can structure your calendar, you know, do it however you can, but definitely consistency is the key. You want to keep those eyeballs on you, whether you shot the video last Tuesday and you shared it on Friday, it doesn't matter. All you want to do is you want to keep consistently sharing your stories and posting on social media, whatever it is.
Love that.
You know,
love that, brother. Thank you.
Consistency,
Thank you.
man.
Yeah, the
I cannot
consistency.
stress that enough.
Yeah, exactly. Consistency and the frequency, the energy, right? The energy that you're transmitting through the content that you're sharing. So
yeah, don't just post a picture of a house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, you can do a little bit better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want my attention, tell me, you know, what was the story behind the house? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they can get all that stuff on Zillow, right? They can get all the Zillow.
I see so many people making mistakes. I go, when they message me, they want to do a deal with me, and I go to the Instagram, and all I see is just houses and videos of houses or nothing. Like, nothing stops to get my attention.
Yeah.
I just kind of go on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, do something that's you, be original, be unique. Like, show me that you're a part of the soccer team, or show me that, you know, you're a part of the base, whatever. Like, I want to be like, okay, who is this person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's one of my, that's what, at least me, will capture my attention.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So we got a couple more minutes, guys. Maybe if you guys have a question, even maybe if you want to voice it out, you can unmute yourselves. And maybe if you want to raise your hand or ask a question directly to Marco, this would be an opportunity as we're coming to close here. This will be the opportunity now. Or
it says here, can you review and grade my Instagram? Yeah, absolutely. You know, just message me who you are, and then when we get off, I'll certainly get on there and I can check it out, and I can give you some quick pointers. And then, you know, just so people know, man, I have a coaching program, Jenny and I, that we actually will sit down with you one-on-one, just like we're doing it right now. And we'll start to break down different components of your business, whatever that is. And then we'll give you some, you know, analysis of what we should probably work on together, and then help you implement them either directly with ourselves or with some of the people that work for our company. So one of the things that I really want to be clear on here, I'm very big on sharing all of my team with other people. So if you came to me and said, hey, Marco, I want to buy this house, but you know, it's a fixer-upper. Can you help me get a loan with a private lender or with a hard money lender? Or can you help me build out my social media? Who do you use to help you, you know, grow your audience? Whatever it is, I'm always accessible, and I'm always wanting to share as much value as I can give you. So if I can't help you with it, at least I can point you in the right direction with it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm very big on giving people value, either it be information, connections, or advice. So if you guys need any help and you guys want to take your business to the next level and grow your social media, grow your platform, you know, definitely sign up for my coaching program. I have it, you know what I mean? It's a weekly basis, and we can break everything down with whatever you're having struggles with and what I can help you improve on.
Got it. And how can they get in? So should they message you on Instagram? I dropped your Instagram link here. Is that the best way to get more information about that?
Yeah, or they can go online. It's Marco and Jenny online. You know, so it's Marco and Jenny online.com. It's very affordable. It's only $997 a month, and you can go month to month. And then once we resolve whatever you're working on, I tell people, give yourself at least 3 months to get really good at something. Nothing happens overnight. But what I tell people is, like, look, if I'm going to try to figure out how to do, you know, really good, you know, whatever underwriting at deals, I tell them 30 days is you can at least understand what's going on. The next 60 days, you could start implementing everything that you learn, and you'll really start seeing the results within about 90 days. So one thing is just understanding that social media, all this marketing stuff, it doesn't happen overnight. but if you consistently work at it, you'll gradually start to pick up steam. And before you know it, you're going to have a good following and a good audience. But, you know, just be consistent. Don't become impatient and just keep it relevant. Be yourself.
Yep. I love that. I love that, brother. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so I think we're coming here to the conclusion. And somebody asked if you've worked with agents in Mexico and Spanish speaking. I think that was a question.
Sí, yo hablo español. I speak it fluently, very perfect. You know, I can speak it. I cannot write it very well because I didn't learn it in school. I learned it growing up. So in my house, my mom just spoke Spanish and my dad spoke English and Spanish. So, sí, yo les puedo ayudar. I speak perfect Spanish.
Qué
So,
bueno. Qué bueno.
yeah.
Qué bueno.
Yeah, we're going across borders, man. You know what I mean? Like, anybody needs help with anything, man, I'm always available. I love to help people and I love to do this stuff. This is what I'm all about, man.
I
So if
appreciate that, bro.
if anybody needs anything, please feel free to message me. We can set up a one-on-one call and then we can start talking about what you need help with.
Yeah, that's what I really love about you, brother. I mean, since I met you, you're very genuine, authentic, leading with value, giving me a ton of like amazing information. And as soon as I messaged you, bro, I was like, hey, you know what? I have this idea. Are you available? You're like, when? What time? Yeah, boom. Like, this is my availability. It was right away, man. So I just want to say I'm very grateful for you. I'm very, very grateful for Jenny. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for contributing, for delivering your knowledge. And we definitely got to do this again. We're going to be creating some more stuff coming up. So excited to see your YouTube as well, bro. I'm going to make sure I follow it and, start to look at your show and everything that you're going to be creating for next year.
Yeah, you know, we're definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. We'll start sharing some sizzles, some little trailers.
Mhm.
And then as we, film more houses and all that, it's going to get really chopped up professionally. So it'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. It'll be informational. And you guys will always be able to, do deals with me. If you guys want to partner with me, please message me. I'd love to hear from you guys. And other than that, want to wish everybody a very happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Enjoy your families. Don't forget how blessed we are every day. And remember, man, like, let's get out there because everything is available to us as we go out there and attract it.
Absolutely, brother. Perfectly said. Mic drop, man. Mic drop, bro. Merry Christmas, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. See you later.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Yeah, Marco, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Guys. All righty.